Would you like to repeat that, John?
Yeah, I've just
Oh, we're
connected
recording,
Jenny,
recording,
she still goes
recording.
on. You like perpetual motion. Yeah. She's descended from Isaac Newton. Jenny's cradle.
Got it.
I'm sorry I missed the fact that we were running out of time in the first half. I was that excited talking about United winning. It's
Well, you're on a really good run. Can you go through the news again for me, please, Keith? Because I missed it.
You missed the big
No.
local news. You missed the big local news. Your Sheffield lad, Dan Walker, eliminated from Strictly.
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
That
He's
should
done
be
well.
headline.
He's done well.
Yeah, like him well.
And according to what I read, the people who stayed in cheated.
Right.
I mean, I never watched the program, but apparently they changed the routine in the dance off, and they're not supposed to.
No, they're not.
that was AJ who changed it. She got a lift wrong right at the end. It was an absolute disaster, darling. And disaster. And when they redid it, you thought, well, how on earth could she cock that up? That's a technical term, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
Well, it should be disqualified then.
Yeah.
yes.
Well,
Red card.
I like AJ. She's from Blackburn. Good lass.
Blackburn, Lancashire, 4,000
Blackburn,
goals.
Lancashire. She's a good lass.
4,000 goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blackburn.
Yeah,
You'll be
Blackburn,
only
but the
seen,
four hours are long.
John, if you drift away on the top of the bus.
Aye, that's right.
Right. Anyway, just 2 seconds, chaps.
AJ was talking to Lee Mack on some program. It might have been Would I Lie to You, but Lee Mack was brought up in Blackburn, and they were both going through all the places they knew that had been pulled down. So it was practically everywhere. It's changed a hell of a lot, Blackburn. I used to live there.
Did you?
Yeah.
Peter, used to do a presentation on the Grand National, and one of the questions, long story short, but the answer was Lee Mack had actually written a red rum because he befriended Ginger McCain doing some stable work and what have you.
Yeah.
He said, well, what would you like? He said, I wouldn't mind riding that horse. He did ride him about 7 or 8 years after he'd won the Grand National. So
That was a fantastic presentation you did on the Grand National, Ian.
it's on the web, sir. It's on the web. You can listen into it anytime.
Yeah.
I love to.
Right.
I will do. Yeah, will do.
Right. We'll just finish off. There's only a bit of local news to finish.
No, Paul.
In the NCEL Premier Division, Handsworth had a great 2-0 win over the leaders Grimsby Borough to maintain their 5th spot in the table, but 11 points behind the leaders. And in the Division 1, Hallam beat Shirebrook Town 2-0 to maintain 2nd spot behind the leaders North Ferriby. Hallam have now scored 77 goals and have a goal difference of 57.
We've scored that many last 4 years.
So, and that's Dave's News of the Week.
Hey.
Well done, Dave.
Well done,
Thank
Dave.
you, Keith. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
So, we'll go on, Chris, go on. What?
No, I was just going to say, I went somewhere yesterday, which for me is quite unusual, and it was sporting memory based. I can mention it if there's time. I don't know what else you've got on the show. So,
Right, we've got Peter.
Show? This isn't a show.
Sure.
you've always told me that, Ian.
Just because it's being recorded doesn't make it a show.
I'm just getting on to my agent now to make sure I'm getting the fee for this.
Right, so
I was
we've
trying to pass a compliment.
now got Peter telling us the story of the pictures that.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I don't know if you've all got the pictures and are
I'm
able to
gonna-
look at them.
I'm going to try and show them. I've got to work out how to do it first.
All
So
right.
bear with me a
I-
second.
while you're doing that, I'll tell you how it started.
Yeah,
We as a company used to sponsor the rugby league championship. Rugby league. Yeah, he was never involved. We had Ray French, unfortunately. Ray French was a good commentator, very knowledgeable, but used to turn up for every Silk Cup match wearing a John Player jacket, so that he had to be given a new Silk Cup. And he must have had half a dozen of the bloody things in the end.
Peter, Peter,
Uh,
my dad used to say of Ray French, he had hands like hams. They were enormous.
Yeah, big bloke. He's
He
big
used to
bloke.
go
all
through a
round.
tackle and
Bargrave
he'd
did as
wrap his
well.
arm around the tackler and just toss the ball to Van Vollenhoven or Len Killeen on the wing.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
stuck to his hands. Sorry, go
Yeah.
on, mate.
Anyway, we used to take a couple of double-decker buses down to Wembley for the Silk Cup Rugby League final, carrying customers who we'd invited to the final. On the way down, certainly on this side of the Pennines, we used to stop at the Lady Anne's Hotel in Stamford, where one of our area managers used to have his team meetings every month, for bacon sarnies for breakfast. And the guy who owned the Lady Anne's Hotel was a bloke called Jeff Hastings, absolute cricket nut. And one year I said, why don't you come with us on our coach, on our bus? And he did. And he sat next to one of our customers, a bloke called Andy Wood, who'd played league cricket in Yorkshire. And they got chatting and decided it'd be a good idea if Benson and Hedges got a team together of employees and customers and played a team from Stamford that Jeff would get together.
Yep.
So we did this. And the first year we went down there and we played in a park, a public park, against a ragtag and bobtail team that Jeff had put out, and we thrashed them. In fact, we had to lend them a player, and he was by far and away their best player. So Jeff said, well, we'll do it again, but next year we'll do it differently. So the next year, we went down on the Sunday of August bank holiday weekend. We're treated to an evening dinner, always roast beef, at the hotel, and met Jeff's team, which had changed somewhat, in as much as it was captained by one David Steele, and virtually comprised Northamptonshire old boys. Roy Virgin, Jeff Steele, John Guy, Mushtaq Mohammed played. They had also. We never won another game, but I used to get, because I was the Benson Hedges man at Nottingham, I got to know them quite well, especially Bashir Hassan. He did marketing. I'm in marketing.
That's a very
Bashir
good
got
impersonation.
me,
That's very good
one or
impersonation.
two players to play for us.
Very good.
And the first picture shows you a group of us round the wicket, and if you look,
Wasn't in time.
Frozen.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Anybody know any songs from Frozen?
Keith Jackson.
Don't sing
Yeah.
them.
Keith Jackson.
Yeah.
Was that a very good impersonation of Bashir
It was
Hassan then?
actually.
It was like being in the same room, wasn't it?
Very good indeed.
Yeah, more of they should do more of that.
Mm.
Peter, you've frozen.
President of Knox now, Keith.
Is he really?
President.
Fancy
Yeah.
that. Maybe we could move on temporarily till he goes out.
Oh, he's-
Sorry.
Yeah, he's
gone.
logged out to log in again.
Yeah.
Sorry, Keith, John, I didn't get it.
I've still not worked
No.
out how I can show you these pictures.
Well, can we move on temporarily, maybe to Chris until Peter
Yeah,
regenerates himself like Doctor Who?
Come back as a female, maybe.
Yeah.
Is anybody
What do you
looking
wish
at
you
those
could?
pictures at the moment?
Yeah. Yeah.
That first one, the batsman on the right looks a bit like John, I thought.
Never. Nobody's ever called me a batsman.
he does look, he does, he
So,
does look like John.
a young
It's a
John.
batter. Yeah.
No such thing as a batter.
No.
No, you're
Look
right.
at
He
That's
does
Chris,
look-
that's
Unless
Chris
really
Broad
cheap
on the
job.
first one. That's Chris Broad.
Chris,
Which one?
Chris,
Yes,
just an aside for you.
yes.
Not only do we not have batsmen, we have batters, but the RAF has decreed we no longer have airmen, we have aviators. Try and tell that, try and tell that to an RAF regiment rock ape. You're an aviator.
Is that a serious thing, Ian?
That is policy.
Yeah.
The world, it's gone mad. It's gone mad.
Aviators.
Mad,
But
mad.
these Howard
So
Hughes
I
was
said-
an
I
aviator.
said-
How many people in the RAF are actually aviators, Ian?
About 10%, less than that.
I was going to say
yeah.
Howard Hughes was an aviator.
Yeah.
Wilbur Wright.
Right.
And-
And
and-
Yeah,
Wilbur
they're completely
Wright.
different words, aren't they? They don't mean the same thing.
So I put a spanner in the works. I sent, excuse the name dropping, but he's next chief of air staff, Sir Mike Graydon, and said, "You do realise that a female aviator is an aviatrix." I couldn't get an answer. I didn't get-
I think Jack Grealish has been an aviator once or twice, hasn't he?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Oh,
He flies through the air with the greatest of ease.
ooh, he got a good homecoming at Aston Villa.
He did,
Oh,
didn't he?
it didn't.
The only reason I come to these Zoom meetings is at least there are a dozen of you who talk a similar language that I can understand. You know,
No, it's too
Right.
much.
You're now going to be a leading in to then, Ian.
it's really tripping everybody up.
Yeah, Rob
Everybody's
was
trying to
now.
be so
Oh, he's moving.
politically correct. They don't know what to say, you know. And I just wind up saying, "Sorry, I'm declaring you die." When I mean airman, I mean an airman, like he's a
Yeah.
sprog. When I mean an airwoman, that's a female sprog, you know. And I throw in these sprogs and the rest of it, which are old
Got
parliament.
it. I
And
bet you're
no
popular
answer.
here.
Nobody comes.
I still don't know why actresses have become actors, and I still don't know why it's so offensive to be an actress.
I don't. I thought it was complimentary, John. You know.
Yeah, and I don't understand why you've got to be so precise that everybody's got to be actors.
And why
you know,
can't
what's wrong
women?
with
Why
being
can't
an
women be ladies anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why can't you be a lady anymore?
So what did a buttress do wrong then?
Exactly.
So,
I'll have to edit this out. I'll have to edit it.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
this one
yeah.
of the more meaningless conversations we've ever had?
Yeah,
Yeah.
possibly, possibly.
yeah.
I
So,
want to
Chris,
join the
it's-
Ramblers Society.
It's making people smile, so it's doing
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
so Chris, what
Yeah,
are you
hello.
going to tell us about?
Oh Lord, I can't follow all that. Yesterday I was on. Yesterday, Keith, I was on a bit of business in Nottingham, and I took the opportunity to revisit somewhere, and it's the cricket ground on Loughborough Road in Nottingham. That way back in 1926, Sir Julian
General
Kahn,
strike,
yeah, Sir Julian
when he
Kahn.
promoted.
Yes, John. Sir Julian Kahn achieved a life ambition as a businessman. He bought 9 acres of ground and he built his own cricket ground, magnificent cricket ground. And my granddad, J.B. Hall, played in the opening game in 1926.
Wow.
And stood in front of the pavilion. This is a photograph I've shown before, but on the back row, there's my granddad as a very young man. Sir Julian is in the middle somewhere at the bottom. And that's in front of the pavilion at Loughborough Road ground. And at this ground, my granddad not only played in the first match, he scored a century against Sir Julian Carnes' team in the greatest ever opening wicket partnership against that team. He also achieved his best ever first class bowling figures. So for my family, for me, just to wander onto that council owned cricket ground yesterday brought back a lot of thoughts. And so the pavilion, which that picture is taken in of the team, that is the actual pavilion, slightly modernised, but clearly in the same pavilion that Sir Julian had designed and built and was in full use yesterday. Little kids playing inside quick cricket. And
Field of Dreams.
pardon? Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams.
It's still a Field of Dreams. And I just thought I'd share it with you because you've been patient and listened to tales of JB Hall, and Glyn Maguire is still putting a sort of a semi-documentary together about that. But I just share with you that memory that the ground is still there in immaculate winter condition. Everything is spick span, beautifully kept. Everything obviously being done by the local council to a good standard. And I'm going to make an effort and go and visit that when it's a match and just have a little look at a match being played there. So that's all it was, just to share with you a visit, which I didn't used to have time to do when I was working. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Chris.
Thank you.
Right, can everybody see my screen now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
So these are, I've worked out how to do it. So these are the pictures that Peter sent. Pity we haven't got Peter.
There's some famous players on there.
Yeah.
Go on then, Chris. Who's on there?
Well, obviously,
D'Oliveira.
who? D'Oliveira.
D'Oliveira, isn't it?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, Derek Murray.
No.
Am I looking at the right picture? Am I looking at the same picture as everybody else?
Not D'Oliveira.
No, it's Chris.
Not
There's Chris
D'Oliveira.
Broad. Chris Broad on the reading left to right. I don't. The umpire. No idea. The guy with his hands up over the stumps is Steele, David Steele, who famously, and that's Peter, the great Peter Willey.
Peter Willey.
Father of David Willey and a brilliant player. That's Mushtaq.
Oh, right.
That's John Longstaff.
And that's John Longstaff.
And that's John Longstaff, obviously.
Yeah.
Which is Peter? Can you bring a picture of Peter back up? Forgotten who he is.
Well, is Peter umpiring? Is that? No, I don't know. I don't know. He needs to tell us.
That might be Peter.
It might.
Yeah, I think it is.
Well, he said he would. I think he said he was playing, but you never know. I don't know.
So
Oh, all right. Oh my goodness. Oh wow.
There's Peter on the
fair.
left, is it?
Peter on the left.
In the red.
It looks. Yeah, that looks like him, doesn't it? Yeah.
yeah.
Famous players. I'm picking them out. Obviously, F.S. Truman and David Steele on the front row.
Yeah.
Truman there.
Basharat Hassan sitting.
Mike Brearley.
Where? Mike Brearley.
Really?
No, it's
Where?
not Brearley.
No,
Looks
no.
like it,
Mike
but no,
Brearley.
Where are you looking?
In the red shirt.
No.
No.
Looks more like Peter Cook.
No, it's not. Is it?
But-
Right. Sorry.
Basharat Hassan is front row right, kneeling. That's Bash.
They're in a very posh
Ahead
park
of
in
his
Lincoln
time.
Cup,
Ahead of his time, kneeling.
Burley Park. Yeah, it's a good team. It's a
owned
good
by the
team.
Burley estate,
Yeah, I played there.
Hanford, where the Burley horse trials are played.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And
I'm
I
just
don't know if
going
you
to
watched
do,
the two fishermen, Bob and I can't remember. Bob Mortimer and the other lad.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
they did that. One of their episodes was fishing
white
on the
chavs.
Burnley estate, and they fished
Yeah.
tench and stuff. Super program. If you ever go to catch up, play them. There's about half a dozen. There's
Definitely.
super programs. They
There's
really
a Christmas special, Ian.
Is there? Good.
Yeah, yeah. It's a terrific program. Nice and
When they
gentle.
put the fish back into the water, they go, and away,
And away.
and away.
Sorry, I'm going to go back to the share. I'm just looking to see whether Peter's trying to get in, and he isn't. He is. Here we go. Here he comes.
It's clown.
Here comes the night.
There we go. Hello, Peter.
Yeah, we've done your item.
Yeah,
Pete.
we've finished that now.
Very interesting.
Well done, Peter.
Yeah,
well done, Peter. Tremendous.
That's really interesting. That.
Top,
Yeah.
top stuff.
Great
The
stuff.
ironic thing is, I just changed from Talk to BT yesterday, and it goes off after a day, which is the reason I left BT. The reason I left Talk. So I've no idea how far I got.
FS
Hang
Truman.
on. Here we go.
Oh dear.
Right. I'll go back to the first picture.
That's it. That's the first picture, and that you can see. Exciting the dogs, anyway.
Absolutely.
The guy with the bat is Jeff Hastings, the guy who owned the Lady Anne's Hotel and who hosted this weekend.
Right.
Next to Jeff is Mushtaq Mohammed. Next to him is Jeff Miller, chairman of the England selectors, who caught me behind the wicket off Jeff Hastings, my very last ball in cricket
We
that I've
thought,
ever played.
all right. We thought it was
He was-
Peter Willis. Sorry, I correct myself. Sorry.
No, it's
Jeff-
it's Jeff Miller. Jeff Miller behind the wicket.
Yeah.
David Steele. David Steele throwing the ball up. Then there's a fellow who looks a lot like me because it's me.
Looking if you're dancing, Peter.
Yeah. And Chris Broad.
Yeah, good picture.
And a couple of stories about some of those players. Chris Broad came on to bowl. I was at square leg umpiring, and he was bowling to the Honourable Tim Lamb, who was MCC secretary at the time. And Brodie came on and bowled slow left arm. And I thought, what's he doing? He's a medium right arm, sort of slow medium trundler. Anyway, he bowled 5 balls to Tim Lamb, 6th ball. He runs in, right-handed. Tim Lamb smacks it straight down mid-off's throat, whereupon he's given out. So Tim Lamb says, it's got to be a no ball. He changed arms without warning me. To which Brodie said it was an awful shot. Get off. So he did. Mushtaq was bowling. I was umpiring, and I was at the bowling end. And Basher came in. He played for us once. And he came into bat, and as he's going past, he said, Pete, I can't read him. Gives a no ball. So Mushy bowls the first ball, and no ball. Mushy turns around. I've never bowled up no ball in my life. I said, well, blame Basher then. It's not my fault.
He's got talent.
Tell me, Chris, did you think that was a reasonable impression of Basher?
I said to Keith Jackson, who played against Basher for Retford, how good it was, and it was like being in the same room.
It was. Brilliant.
Yeah. It still speaks exactly the same way.
Oh, it's a hilarious bloke.
Right.
If you want to look at the second picture,
Yeah.
that's the lineup of some of the players. I couldn't tell you all of them.
Who's the bloke in the red shirt?
Now then, who is it?
Life and soul of the party, looks it.
I can't. Do you know, I can't remember, I'm afraid.
Fred Truman's chauffeur.
It could be. It could be. The fella on the umpire on the right hand side of the picture, next to him in the sweater with the V that you can see, that's Andy Wood, who was the bloke that Jeff Hastings sat next to on the Silk Cup coach and got the whole thing going.
Good.
Some of the other players will be some of the Northants guys, but I couldn't tell you which is who, and
No.
I mean some of them are our guys as well.
Mm.
So, is that Basher in the front on
Yeah.
the right?
Yeah.
Even down.
Yeah. Yeah. Mushy did a very good story about Bishop Beddy and his packer, his turban. And made him sound like Bishop Beddy. Brilliant.
Who's the precocious lad on the front row?
I can't remember. I think it's one of David Steele's lads. I think it's because David had two sons who were good cricketers. And I think that might well be one of his. I'm pretty certain it is, actually. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Go to the next one. And that's, again...
Oh, it's a boy band.
Yeah. FS in the middle.
Yeah.
He came to a dinner that Jeff did at the hotel in a marquee. We had a raffle, and there was an autographed bat, and Fred was drawing the numbers out, or his wife was, and his number came out, and he'd won the bat, and he said, "Oh, that'll be useful." And his wife said, "There's no way you're having it." Gave it to Jeff Hastings. It went on the wall in the bar at the hotel. But Fred was for keeping it. I couldn't tell you who the other guys are or anything else about it, but they're obviously
David Steele.
Jeff's organised.
David Steele. Yeah.
Oh, there's David at the end. Yes, of course it is. Yeah. It's the shine on the head.
Yeah.
I mean,
He was known in the team as Stan or Crime. He was known as Crime because crime never pays.
Excellent. Yeah. I like it. Yeah.
Nice bloke.
the one next to Fred Truman looks like
Oh, I like that.
Dennis,
Looks like who?
a fat Les Dennis.
Yeah.
Thought Les Dennis was fat.
Yeah.
A fatter Les Dennis.
Mushy at the end.
Mm.
Yeah.
The next one is just a group of, I think, the players again after a game. That's the game where I know Bull Mushtaq and
Bob Taylor.
Keeping wicket. There is Bob Taylor.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one's Bob Taylor?
That one.
With the hat on. With the hat on.
The one with the white hat.
He had to have that surgically removed at one stage.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the one with the wicket keeper's pads on, Keith?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a giveaway. It's a bit of a giveaway, that, isn't it, Paul?
Yeah.
Lovely bloke.
There's a chap there
Was
that
he-
does look like Mike Braley to the left and at the back. The guy that I think was on the front row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look a bit like that, really.
There's Basher.
Yeah.
There's Andy Wood again.
Yeah.
That's a colleague. That was my boss, actually. That's
Sir.
local
Right,
Paul
okay.
Stewart. That is behind David Steele. I think that's Alan Hodgson, the fast bowler for Northants, who was
Looks like Alistair Campbell to me.
Yeah.
does a bit, doesn't it?
Which one's David Steele?
The one with
Next
the
to Bob
cap on.
Taylor with the cap. Next to Bob Taylor
Oh,
with the
yeah,
cap.
yeah.
And behind him, I think that's Alan Hodgson. Hodge was in the. You remember the ball tampering thing and the swing bowling thing about Safraz Nawaz and
Yeah.
cheating and all the rest of it. Hodgson mentioned this actual game as where Safraz had taught him how to bend the ball, and it was mentioned. He said he was playing in a charity match, and was bending the ball due to Safraz's coaching. Yeah, that's it. Very good.
Was Bob Taylor the best ever wicket keeper ever?
Well, it's hard to say between him and not, isn't it?
Not,
Yeah.
yeah, as a wicket keeper, not as a wicket keeper batsman.
Oh no, as a wicket
As a
keeper.
wicket
As a
keeper,
wicket keeper. Bob Taylor was excellent.
You can't
I mean,
get
Well,
much
yeah.
better.
These are these are photographs of youth team things that Jeff has done. He sponsored and got all sorts of things going with youth cricket throughout Northamptonshire and Cambridgeshire and Lincolnshire, I believe.
That looked like the Stamford School blazer.
It could be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Very smart.
And there's Jeff at the back with the glasses at the back. That's the guy, and this will be one of the games that he's got on. Again, it's a Burley by the look to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's he's done a lot for cricket. As Jeff Hastings.
Would Jeff have been at Trent Bridge quite a lot? Or not?
Yeah, not a lot. No.
All right, okay.
No.
Okay. Just looks familiar.
Yeah. He's no longer at the hotel. He's retired from it some time ago.
Where is that hotel, Peter? I don't recognise the name of it.
If you go into Stamford from the A1,
yes,
at the south end,
yes,
if you like, on your right is Burley.
Yes.
And immediately after Burley Heights, with its grinds.
Burley Heights, yes.
This is in the grinds of Burley Heights.
That's right. That's right.
Immediately after that is the Lady Anne's Hotel, which was originally part of Burley Estate.
Well, it all is. All the houses along there belong to the Burley Estate.
Yeah.
They rent them out. The big hotel opposite is the one everybody goes to.
Yes, the George.
The George,
Yeah.
that's the one. Yeah.
Of course, Burley's just up the road from us, Keith, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Belly Hotel, yeah.
The tram stop there.
John Dye played in these games.
Kent left arm.
Left arm quick, who used to play
Yeah, for Kent. Yes.
Yeah. And he used to come steaming in off 4 paces because he couldn't manage further than that those days. But he still got his arm over very quickly and was still a good bowler. Jeff Steele played, and he would sometimes keep wickets, and then he'd hand over the gloves to Roy Virgin and bowl slow left arm. They had about 4 slow left arm bowlers in the Northants team. Nick Cook played once. Peter Willey played, because I remember somebody shouting, "Give it a rip, Wills." And he said, "Give it a rip. I've never given it a rip."
The batsman's holding, the bowler's willing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Couldn't get his leg over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was
Northam
a great
almost
time.
got his leg over.
Yeah. Very good pictures, Peter. Very good.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Very much.
Brilliant, well done.
Very nice.
So how are we doing? Oh, with 3 minutes left. So has anyone else got any news? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Forget Christmas. Sorry, Colin.
Colin's got some news.
Yes, Colin.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, there's some boxing on in Liverpool on Saturday night.
Who are you fighting, Colin?
I think it's on DAZN, I think it is. But a friend of mine from Chatteris is boxing for the European title, Jordan Gill. if you could
Brilliant.
see that. Well,
wow.
I think he lives in Sheffield during the week, and he used to be at Ingles Gym, and now with Dave Codwell. So yeah, just a bit of local interest for you.
We'll be
Thank
watching
you.
out for that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
So well, I think on Christmas dinner, the group is having, we're going to the Fairway on the 22nd, Wednesday the 22nd of December at 1 o'clock. So if any of you want to come along, will you please let me know? Some of you have already said that you're going to come, and some of you are saying that you can't make it, but it's usually a good do. All we have is the carvery, so it doesn't cost the earth. Carvery and a drink cost you about a tenner. So,
And a Bulgarian quiz.
and a Bulgarian quiz.
Mr. Carroll's before it.
Can you not bring it down to Stamford so it'd be nearer?
We'll try and work it out for the future. I might even try and I suppose we could Zoom it, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Cook your own and all sit
Keith,
there eating.
Yeah.
Keith, they do virtual pub calls around here. Literally, they go and get the booze off the off license and pretend each other's buying each other around, while they're on Zoom.
Right. Okay. So that's about it for this week, chaps. We'll
good.
see you again next week, hopefully.
Good week.
And take care.
Thank you, Keith.
Yes,
Thanks, everybody.
Okay.
Cheers.
Bye, everyone.